The Legend of Blackwood Tracks. In the quiet town of Blackwood, nestled in the shadow of a dense forest, stories of a spectral train haunted the locals. The Midnight Spectre, as it was called, was said to appear on the rusted, abandoned tracks every year on the same night, the anniversary of a tragic crash that claimed dozens of lives decades ago. No one knew how or why the train reappeared, but those who saw it swore it was real. Pale faces stared from fogged windows, and faint screams echoed in the night. Most terrifyingly, anyone who boarded the train was never seen again. For years, the story remained a tale to frighten children. That was until three friends, intrigued by the legend, decided to investigate. Elliot, Clara, and Sam were thrill seekers by nature. The trio often explored abandoned places, searching for the thrill of danger. When they stumbled upon the tale of the ghost train, it was too tempting to resist. "It's just a story to scare people," Elliot said confidently as they sat in Clara's dimly lit living room. "No one's seen it in years." Clara, always the skeptic, smirked. "Even if it's real, we'll just take a quick look and leave. What's the worst that could happen?" Sam, the quietest of the group, hesitated. "I don't know. The people who disappeared, what if it's true?" "Come on, Sam," Elliot teased. "We'll just camp out by the tracks, wait for the train, and prove it's all nonsense." With a reluctant nod from Sam, the plan was set. On the anniversary night, the trio set out to the old tracks with flashlights, cameras, and camping gear. The path through the woods was overgrown, the air thick with the smell of damp earth. The tracks themselves were barely visible, covered in rust and tangled weeds. "Creepy enough for you?" Clara joked, her flashlight beam cutting through the darkness. They set up near a clearing where the tracks curved into the woods. Midnight approached, and the silence grew oppressive. The usual sounds of the forest, chirping crickets, rustling leaves, vanished. "Is it just me, or is it too quiet?" Sam whispered. Then a distant whistle pierced the stillness. The sound grew louder, accompanied by the rhythmic clatter of wheels on metal. A cold wind swept through the clearing, and the trio stared in disbelief as a train emerged from the fog. The train looked ancient, its black exterior gleaming under a faint, unnatural light. Windows revealed passengers, silent, unmoving figures dressed in outdated clothing. "It's real," Sam muttered, frozen in place. Elliot, ever the daring one, moved closer. "This is insane. We have to get pictures." As they stepped onto the tracks, the train screeched to a halt. A door creaked open, revealing an empty corridor bathed in dim yellow light. "Don't," Sam pleaded, but Elliot and Clara were already climbing aboard. Reluctantly, Sam followed, unable to leave his friends behind. Inside, the train was eerily pristine. Velvet seats lined the walls, and a faint melody played from nowhere. Yet something felt wrong. The air was thick, and shadows seemed to shift unnaturally. "This doesn't feel right," Clara said, her confidence wavering. A voice crackled over an unseen intercom. "All aboard! Next stop, Eternity." The doors slammed shut and the train lurched forward. As the train sped through an otherworldly landscape, the trio realized the windows no longer showed the forest. Instead, they saw swirling darkness, pierced by fleeting images of unfamiliar faces. Elliot approached one of the seated passengers, a woman in a tattered dress. "Excuse me." Her head snapped toward him, revealing hollow eyes and a mouth twisted in a silent scream. Elliot stumbled back as other passengers turned their heads, all wearing the same horrific expressions. "They're not alive," Clara whispered, her voice trembling. Sam pointed to a plaque on the wall. "Passenger Manifest." The list included names and dates of death, all matching victims of the infamous crash. At the bottom, 3 new names appeared: Elliot Carter, Clara Adams, Sam Walker. A tall figure in a black uniform emerged from the shadows. A skeletal conductor holding a rusted lantern. His voice was a hollow rasp. "Tickets, please." "We didn't buy tickets," Elliot stammered. The conductor chuckled darkly. "Oh, but you boarded willingly. Payment will be collected." "What do you mean?" Clara demanded. The conductor raised a bony hand and the train shuddered. Visions filled their minds. The crash, the panicked passengers, the flames. They realized the train was a limbo for lost souls, cursed to relive their final moments. "We have to get off this train," Sam shouted, snapping the others out of their terror. They ran through the carriages, searching for an exit. The train seemed endless, each carriage more grotesque than the last. Walls oozed blood, and whispers filled the air. Finally, they found a door leading to the rear platform. The train was moving through a tunnel of blinding,